Hi, this is Teacher Jennifer, and let's review the story about Negasi from Holding the Bag, which was written by Anna Gianella, and answer some N400 questions. So this one, explain how you are eligible to become a U.S. citizen. So I have been a permanent resident for 5 years, or I have been married to a U.S. citizen, usually for 3 years. So we know that Negasi has been in the United States for 12 years. He has been here 12 years. In that time, he could have easily gotten his green card and become a legal permanent resident. However, we don't know how he entered the United States, so I'm going to basically guess that I've been a legal permanent resident for more than 5 years. Although living in the United States is not the same as being a lawful permanent resident. Okay, we know that his first name is Negasi, but they do not have the last name in the book. What was his country of birth? His country of birth was Ethiopia. And his home address, we know doesn't have his home address. We know that he lives in an apartment. So we're gonna say what is his city, or where do you live? His city is Washington, D.C., which is the capital of the United States. Now, the first capital of the United States, I don't know if you know this, it was New York City, but then they decided to move the capital to Washington, D.C., and they started building the White House, I believe, in 1792 or 1793 to 1801, and John Adams moved into it. How does Negasi make his living? Well, he has a job, and his job is he is a taxi driver. And I know some people who also drive for Lyft or for Uber. They also drive taxis, and sometimes they even drive limos. So a lot of times drivers move around and they take on more work because they're trying to support a lot of people. We know Negasi was working 7 days a week, 10 hours a day to support his family. Have you ever traveled outside the United States? Well, he does mention that he tries to send money back to his family in Ethiopia, but sometimes he can't. So we're going to basically put down that I think he would rather send his money than to actually travel himself. So we're going to say he has not left the United States. What is his marital status? He is married. And he has 2 children. Do you have any dependents? He has 2 children. And his wife is expecting another baby. And his wife is expecting a baby soon. So he actually currently he has 3 dependents. He has his 2 children, he has his wife, and soon he's going to have another baby to support. So that's 4 people he's supporting, and plus he's trying to support his family in Africa as well. Okay, let's move on, and we're going to go down to now the second part of the quiz, the N400 practice. Have you ever claimed to be a United States citizen? We're saying no, he has never lied about his legal status. Do you pay your taxes every year? And I would think that Negasi would pay his taxes every year, so we're going to say yes. Have you ever been a terrorist? So what is a terrorist? A terrorist hurts people or uses violence to control people and government. So we're going to say no, he has not done that. We see that he's very kind to the people, the elderly couple. He's even shows respect to people who try to cheat him or who are young and maybe can't afford things. So, but usually a compassionate person is not a terrorist. Have you ever been arrested or stopped by police? We don't have that information, so we're going to say no. And in fact, cab drivers are usually very, very careful drivers because they don't want that ticket. They want to have an absolutely perfect safety record. So we're going to say no. Do you support the Constitution? And this one you're going to have to say, hopefully you're going to say yes to. And what is the Constitution? The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. The supreme law of the land. And that was written in a beautiful white color. Let's make that into red, okay? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms in the United States? And I think Negasi would say yes. People would do anything to protect their friends and family. And if they protect their friends and family, they'll protect their country. So when we talk about arms, we're not talking about muscles. We're usually talking about weapons to protect the government or the people. So usually, well, another word for weapons would be gun. I would use a gun to protect the US. And they usually don't ask this question to older people, but this is a question on the N400. Are you willing to perform non-combatant services for the United States? Yes. And when you're talking about non-combatant, are you using a gun? And this is without using a gun, or this one would be no weapon. So a person would be doing something like cooking, or if they're in somebody like Negasi, they would probably use him as a driver. So, and the final question they would ask, do you promise everything that you have said is true? And the person would say, yes, absolutely. Everything that you would say is going to be true. Now we're going to practice again, but now I'm going to ask Thuy to answer the questions. Thank you. Thuy, explain how you were eligible to become a U.S. citizen.
Yes. I have been married. I have been married a U.S. citizen for over 3 years, and I have been permanent resident for 3 years.
Yeah, very good. Okay, what is your full name?
My full name Thuy Thanh Nguyễn.
And what is your country of birth?
My country of birth is Vietnam.
And what city do you live in? What city?
I live in Bifita.
How do you make your living?
My husband taught me.
Very good. Have you traveled outside the United States?
No, I have not left the United States.
Okay, what is your marital status?
I am married.
Okay, how do you have any dependents?
I have 2 children.
Okay, have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen?
No.
No.
Do you pay your taxes every year?
Yes, I have paid taxes. My husband every year.
Very good. Have you ever been a terrorist?
No.
Have you ever been arrested or stopped by the police?
No.
I haven't.
Do you support the Constitution?
Yes, I do.
If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms in the U.S. Army?
Yes.
I am.
What is to bear arms?
I carry a weapon to protect the United States.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Now, are you willing to perform non-combatant services for the U.S. Army?
Yes, I am.
What is non-combatant?
I will help the army without using a weapon.
Do you promise everything that you said is true?
Yes, I do.
Okay, now Thuy, who wrote the Declaration of, okay, so I'm gonna ask you one more time.
Yes.
So we're gonna take a look at the War of Independence.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna take a look at this one. And we're gonna take a look at, okay, so I need to go back up here. So, Thuy, who wrote the Declaration of Independence?
Thomas Jefferson.
Very good. What territory did the United States buy from France in 1803?
Louisiana.
Okay, very good. All right. So when we talk about name 3 rights in the Declaration of Independence.
Life, liberty, and
Very good. What did the Declaration of Independence do?
Independence from
Yeah.
the police want to get independence.
Independence. So you could say announced our independence or declared our independence from Great Britain. Okay, that's very good. What date is the for Independence Day?
July 4th, 1776.
Very good. Okay, so now why did the colonists fight the British?
Because of the high taxes.
High taxes, very good. Who was the first president of the United States?
Thomas Jefferson, George Washington.
George Washington, very good. Okay, now this one. I'm going to ask you to name all 13 colonies, okay? So what is the first colony?
New Hampshire
New Hampshire and Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Number 3?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Okay, and then Peter, number 4.
It's hot. I forgot.
Yeah, Connecticut. Connecticut. Number 5 is easy. What is number 5?
New York.
New York. Number 6.
New Hampshire.
New Jefferson.
New Jersey. New Jersey. Number 7. Pennsylvania. Number 8.
Delaware.
Number 9. Maryland. Maryland. Number 10. Virginia. Number 11.
North
North Carolina. North Carolina. Number 12.
North Carolina.
Carolina. And the last one is
Georgia.
Georgia. Georgia. Very good.